Hi, good evening, everyone, and welcome aboard to the live session of TM Square Technology Solutions. And as a part of this, we definitely give you a proper window to ask questions. So we have a lot of tutorials on the channel, and definitely each channel helps you to understand. Each topic talks about one or the other certification. But this live session comes with interacting and asking your questions before you can definitely get into the examination. So make sure that you make most out of this opportunity and ask your questions to me. And definitely I'm here happily to answer your questions. So welcome aboard, all of you. Very good evening and greetings for the day. Welcome back to another session of live of TM Square. And that's where we generally answer your queries. So you're free to ask any of your quick questions related to syllabus, related to any certifications, and definitely I will be here to answer all your queries. So yes, I getting I had some problems with the previous live session. I think I was not able to see the live chat, but now I'm able to see. Muddu says hi. So very good evening, Muddu. Thanks for joining in the session. That's really good to have you on the call. If you have any questions, you are free to drop your query, and I'll be there to assist you. Let me tell you, I got a message from Nidima, another person, not specific about, not sure about which country she is from, but she dropped me quite early before the session on this live that she passed the examination. So I would definitely like to call out her name here, that she passed the examination through this preparation. And not only that, there are a lot of people who passed the examination this week, and they have dropped a lot of message on the LinkedIn as well as the channel. So I would like to definitely congratulate all of them for making most out of this opportunity and learning from the channel. I would really like to thank them for making use of the content, which was very helpful and helped them to prepare well for their examination. So that's one important thing which I always want to make sure. And we are definitely looking for people to ask any questions if they have. And I will be definitely more than happy to answer your queries. So just make sure that you make most out of these kind of opportunities when we connect live, and you are free to ask any of your questions during this session. So Kanad says, very good evening. Kanad is also a member of our TM Square channel. Hi, so very good evening, Kanad. I hope you're doing pretty well. And if you have any questions to ask, please ask. Okay, so we will be just looking forward for some of your queries, and there are a lot of people would be joining in. And I think this is a very festive occasion in India, and we all have a very lovely long celebration called as Navratri in India, and a lot of people are today closing with that. So I would like to wish all our viewers and channel members the same at Heavy Navratri, and at the same time, Happy Dashera to all our viewers across the country and abroad. Okay, so that's a lovely moment to be part of this occasion together on this call. So I would like to wish all of you a very, very lovely festive occasion. And there's a lot of festivals going on thereafter. So definitely you will have a lot of things to explore. Okay, so the very first question coming in from one of our channel member, that what is the difference between FVT and SVT? I always get confused with this. If you can just elaborate on that, because I'm not sure if I precisely remember which syllabus, which examination FVT and SVT stands for. So if you can just give me a little bit hint there, because not exactly I remember these short terms. Meanwhile, the other users are free to drop their questions. I'll be definitely picking everyone's question. We are here for 1 hour. Functional verification testing and service verification testing. Yeah, exactly, service or system. So if you talk about the functional verification testing, it is from the point of the core functionality. like the requirement specific. For example, we make something for a user in the point of making sure that a component or a program which is being built. So if you remember your foundation level, in foundation syllabus, we did discuss that component testing, which is also known as unit testing, can be referred as module or program or code testing or any such synonyms. So a component is also called as unit testing or module testing, program testing, code testing, and functional testing as well, because the most key functional parameters are being tested at that point. So when you verify those basic things like the code, the program, one particular feature, one particular module, you call it as functional verification testing, which is from the point of making sure that everything is well established in order to take it ahead. But when it comes to the service or system, it's from the point of user perspective. When you have the entire application being built, and there are a lot of use cases, you have a lot of risk analysis which is being done. So you make sure that you measure them from point to point to make sure that when you conduct system testing, it's all valid and going to meet the expectations of the user. So the major difference between these two is one is from the feature point of view, and second is from the overall application point of view. So application has a different perspective because you do cater a lot of risk items, you do cater the user interface, you do cater the use cases which a user can actually make use of in a real-time scenario in order to interact with the product. But when it comes to functional testing or functional verification testing, it's just limited to a particular component or maybe a module, but not beyond that. So that's the major difference, which is the very first word. And even if you say system or service, it goes from the point of user perspective, from the point of entire application, whereas the functional is only limited to one particular module or a particular component. Okay, so I hope that answers your question there, Kanath. If you have anything else or you have more to ask, feel free to drop me a text there and I'll pick it up from there. That's good. Thank you so much for confirmation. And that's the very first question what we got. We will have some more people joining in. I know it's a festive time and festivals in India, and that's the reason we're expecting a little less crowd today. But as I promised, so I have to be here so that even if few people are asking questions, I must be really here present as promised to cater your needs. Okay, so yeah, meanwhile, let me just take some quick questions from the comment box. That is from, okay, that's from Vanessa. Vanessa, she asked this question that what is the difference between the role-based and perspective-based review technique types? As I understand, both is reviewed at the individual point of view or perspective. So Vanessa, when it comes to the two different types of techniques, when it comes to the techniques of the static testing or reviews, we have 5 different techniques which can be applied. So we have ad hoc, we have checklist-based, we have perspective, we have role-based. Now, these are the 2 different techniques to be applied. The slight difference between the perspective and the role-based is perspective is, for example, I conduct a review for the requirements and I invite 5 testers to do the same thing. Okay, so now what I'm looking for is that when I'm calling 5 different testers, is each one will put their own perspective. They all are testers, but they are putting their own perception. Similarly, if I call 5 developers, then they are putting independent perception there. Okay, because each one of them have a clear perception that being a developer, I think that this program is not creatable or needs some more information, has ambiguities or whatever. Then another developer may have a different point of view on the same thing. That is perspective based, where I can have similar people with a similar background, similar role, but have a different perception. When it comes to role based, it is completely specific to different roles. For example, I'm conducting the review of the requirement again, but I'm calling different people to come and review my product. For example, I have developers, I have testers, I have project managers, or I have finance team, maintenance team, documentation team. So I can invite 1 from or 2 from each team. And that's what we call it as role-based. Or sometimes if you're creating an application which invites different roles to work, For example, if you talk about Jira itself or a tool like ALM, it has a front end and it has a back end, where back end is called as administrator, and administrators will have a different role or interface from the point of interacting with the application, and the front end testers will have a different interface. Though they have the control over the tool, but they will have a different interaction. And that's what you call it as the role based, where specific roles are invited to conduct the review. So the technique varies from the point of the people you call, the count of people you call, and what is that you are looking for as an objective for the session. Okay, so I hope Vanessa will acknowledge that because this was taken from the comment box. So we have another person joining in, Naveen. Hi, good evening, Naveen. How to clear Agile testing certification, Indian board? Watching your videos are enough. Where can I practice Agile mock test? Okay, Naveen, first of all, if you are going through the videos, that will give you a very detailed understanding of all the content of Agile. So that should be fine. You will find one standard mock test in the ISTQB website itself. So you can visit istqb.org and go to Agile Tester Extension Certification. And at the bottom of that page, you will find a sample paper and you can make use of that. Let me tell you, there are a lot of websites who are giving the same thing. For example, TestPod and ISTQB Pathshala, but they are not up to the mark. So there might be conflicts from the syllabus point of view. So I would rather suggest you to use only that one standard mock test because that's as per the standard, as per the syllabus, and has the right answers. And that will give you a better confidence. Moreover, you can ask questions to yourself because Agile is a very small syllabus, very short syllabus. It just has some of the limited things, and you don't have to break your head compared to foundation level. Okay, still if you want to look at some of the questions, but don't get carried away with the justifications or the type of questions you might get in the other portals. So you can search for ISTQB sample questions or Agile sample questions, and you would find some of the portals who provide. But officially, there are no sample questions available other than the standard mock test. So it might be quite difficult to find a mock test online. Okay, so Naveen says, I have watched your videos, but I need practice. Of course, that's what you need to do because just the tutorials will not let you know how exactly you have learned the content. So you need to go for more practice. So yes, you can find these portals. You can try them. Let me just drop you here if you're finding it difficult. So there is one website called as TestSpot, and the other one is called as ISTQB Pathshala. So you can just search for these, and they have some sample questions to help you in order to practice or prepare well. But again, if you get stuck with anything on these websites, because personally speaking, they do not have everything up to the mark because a lot of questions are wrong. The reason is ISTQB does not officially releases a mock paper other than the one on their website. So if they have anything on their website, that's the only thing. Other than that, it's people who have created it, not the board. So they might not, follow the structure and examination rule of ISTQB, and maybe their answers or questions might be incomplete or have ambiguities in terms of telling you exactly how the syllabus works. So just be careful. If you get stuck with anything, just feel free to comment me or let me know from your queries. I will be definitely happy or more than happy to answer your queries. Okay, so I hope, Naveen, that's helped you. And if there's anything, just let me know. Okay, team, so if you have any more questions to ask, you're free to drop. I do know that there are a lot of people who are enjoying the festive occasion. Okay, we have another person, Kishore. Hi, Kishore. Very good evening, sir. You are one of the best teacher. Thank you so much, Kishore, for sharing that because that means a lot to me. I have been into this profession for a long time, but I opted to be an instructor or trainer by choice. So it was just not by force. I left my desk job to start my career as a trainer and instructor. And that's the reason I have learned a lot about how to transform knowledge to other people and how exactly it will help and benefit people. So thank you so much for giving those kind words. That means a lot to me. And definitely, I would like to keep up my good work in future as well to help many other. Okay, so yes, team. I see only 5 people on the live chat right now. If you have any questions, you are free to definitely comment your questions there, and I'll be taking up from there. So we have Mahesh coming back. Mahesh, very good evening. I hope you're doing well. Hi, sir. I have watched your CTFL videos. Now I want to practice mock-ups of 2018 syllabus. Please share me. I hope Mahesh, you would have been to istqb.org website. We have 3 sample questions there. One is the easy, second is intermediate, and third is the complicated. So your final examination will be a combination of all 3. So all I want you to do is please visit istqb.org, go to the certifications, go to the foundation then, and then at the bottom you will find 3 sample questions. Set A, set B, set C. If you have practiced these 3 sample papers, you are prepared for your examination because it combines everything. What could be the easy questions from each chapter? What could be the intermediate questions from each chapter? What could be difficult questions from each chapter? And if you are able to pass this examination, then you are ready to go. You don't have to visit anything else. Okay, that's my trust factor. If you are passing these 3 examination, you don't have to get into anything else that could be definitely confusing you further because not other sources are so reliable. I was just talking to Naveen for the same. So other sources are not so reliable, but yes, you can visit that at your own risk because not everything is as per the syllabus. So please be careful with that. So if you get stuck at any point, just feel free to let me know because I'm always here to answer your queries. So please visit those 3 sample questions and practice them. The best way to do it is to learn them first, understand entire syllabus, take a mock paper, try to solve it in 60 minutes, see how much you got, where you went wrong. Okay, for example, you lost some of your marks, then you can go to the syllabus once again and understand those topics again, and then take the next mock paper, and again attempt it. So you have 3 mock paper and you can pretty well prepare for this. Like this, you will be able to cover up the areas which are your weaknesses. Okay, and each time you take up a mock, this will give you a boost up in your recollection skill because recalling is very important. Learning, understanding is okay. Anybody can understand at any point of time. But when after a few months or probably after a week, if I ask you some questions, if you remember and answer that, that is more important. Okay, so give importance to that. Ask yourself certain questions. Now, do I know what is entry criteria? Do I know what is exit criteria? Do I know what is test planning? What are the activities which happen? How test planning is different from test analysis? Okay, so ask yourself. That's the best way to understand the context. Okay. All right. So you say thank you so much, Mahesh. If you have anything else, feel free to drop me a message, and I will definitely pick it up. We have another person, Vipas. Hi, Vipas. That's Vipas. Okay, not Vikas. Thank you, Neeraj. All the ISTQB certified uh, testers know now use your videos as the main source of knowledge to better understand the syllabus. Thank you again. We really use your help. Oh, Vipas, thank you so much for putting that wonderful comment there because I think that's a big declaration what you have done here. And definitely, I'm seeing that growth when people are looking at the videos and putting a lot of good comments on my channel. So that's visible to everyone because saying that in a public place means a really lot because your reviews are the only reviews which will help unknown people to understand that these contents are better. So obviously this comment is just not what I say in public because obviously it's my content, and if I say it is good, then people will say, come on, everyone does that. But there are hundreds of people who say that, or I can say now thousands of people saying that the content is very useful and it's being trending, then definitely it helps me to understand on the other side that people are finding my work really helpful for their preparation. I would really appreciate that what you have, you have taken some time out to come and join us and let me know that. It's really, really a very pleasure for me, and I would really appreciate your contribution there. Thank you so much, Vipas, for your valuable feedback. It means a lot to me. Thank you. No problem with that typo. I could make out. Okay. Yes. Okay, so yes, team, we do have a lot of comments coming in, but yes, there's always an opportunity to put up your query and make sure that you make most out of it. So definitely I will be taking it ahead. And this live session is exclusively for all our viewers, okay, to interact and ask your questions live here instead of waiting for your comment to get replied, because not everything can be answered as a part of the comment, because obviously that's a text-based interface where I can type some of the answers and respond to you. But not everything can be done with just help of the comments. You need some detailed explanations at certain point of time in order to understand a context. And that's where I started doing this. This is, I think, our 13th session working on the live. So this is really going good, and I'm helping a lot of people there. Okay, Naveen comes back again with another question. What type of questions will be asked in Agile Tester? Reading ISTQB PDF syllabus is enough to crack the exam. Naveen, I think that's one part of it. Going through the syllabus, understanding the syllabus will help you to prepare your mindset that how much you know about the syllabus, what all things will be asked to you. For example, there are a lot of concepts in the Scrum, and a lot of people think that a lot of Scrum concepts will be asked in the examination. No, they are talking about the Agile Tester certification, and it's just not limited to Scrum. They have a lot of things to talk from a broader scale. So the syllabus will give you an idea that what exactly you have to prepare for in terms of answering the questions in the examination. But to pass, you should know how to answer their questions. What is the typical way they put the same syllabus to? Because not everything is asked very straightforward. The syllabus explains to you in a simple manner, but the examination could be tricky. So all I want you to do is go through a mock test, make sure that you have understood the way they put the same content what you tried learning with the syllabus. Okay, and you can understand their trickiness. For example, they use some of the times the word not, that this is not one of the principle of Agile, or this is not one of the Agile manifesto. So that word not will help you to change your answer. Okay, if you did not read that word, then obviously you will select something else as the right answer, or you may think that they are conflicting with each other. Obviously, there are three right principles and one is not a principle. And the question was, which one is not a principle of Agile? Okay, so please make sure that you think it from that perspective and prepare yourself in such a way that no matter how they ask, you are there to answer every question and correctly. Just answering the question is not important in ISTQB. Answering them correctly is very important. Okay, so just make sure all of you are there in terms of preparing from the point of the way they ask the question rather than just answering a question. Okay, so I hope that answers your query, Navi. And you do have a mock paper, standard mock paper available online on istqb.org. You can take that as a piece of template to prepare for your examination. Yep, you're welcome. Okay, so anyone else has any questions? We do have a lot of time. I will be here, but just making sure that because people join and definitely they have a lot of commitments, and we have people from different countries, different cities of the world, and there are a lot of people who are working, but this is a weekend. They might have different commitments, so people just join, ask their questions, and leave. So that's the trend. What I see on my live sessions. After the session gets end. So yeah, just feel free to just join in and make sure that you ask your questions before you leave for the day. So yes, another question coming from Mahesh. Sir, please let me know if you want to add my extra videos, any extra video for CDFL in YouTube. I didn't get from what point of view. I want to watch that videos as well. Sure, Mahesh, definitely. I will be initiating an extra effort from coming week, which will be about taking some of the sample questions and putting in the FNA, that is FNQ. So a lot of people have asked me on the comment box with simple and different complicated questions. So I will be putting that on my question and Q&A playlist. So please stay tuned for that. So next week, next week onwards, you will have more sample questions discussions. And I'm trying to refine it, my playlist, but I'm just waiting for some time because there are some of the topics which needs a little improvement. I do understand that, and some of the specific tutorials where, for example, in chapter 2, one of the question has a wrong answer. Chapter 4, I missed a 3-point analysis that I have added in the end of the playlist. So there are a lot of such things which I wanted to do in a better way. So yeah, I will be making use of Q&A playlist to add more values because I don't want to disturb the syllabus there, and people might find it difficult to follow a schedule in the sequential order. So thank you for that input there, and definitely you will see some of these sample questions coming in right from the next week, and you will have more to watch. Okay, if you want anything more there, Mahesh, you can definitely get into my another channel, because if you're looking forward to explore from the knowledge what I have created another channel. I don't know if you have been there before. This is my another channel called as Testing in Nutshell, where I'm talking other than the ISTQB certification. Yes, Mahesh, if you become a member of our channel, you get an exclusive live session for the members only, where we only connect with the members of the channel. So right now we have around 10 members on our channel, which just started 2 weeks ago. And we have exclusive live session every weekly once for 1 hour to even discuss about the topics beyond the tutorials. So that would definitely add more value to you. So if you want, you can join in the channel as a member, because that will add more value. Plus, you have a lot of sample question discussions during those live sessions. So 1 hour live session, which is just not limited to the tutorial discussion. We'll be talking beyond that. Plus, you do get some of the videos which are exclusive for the members. Okay, that will not be uploaded generally on the channel, because some of the questions, there are a lot of effort which I'm going to put in turn of like whatever you are paying for that short amount. Plus, this is for a cause. Generally, I never wanted to initiate the membership option on my channel, but I thought, let me do something for the people who are unable, like underprivileged, to get education. So I thought I'll collect this amount and sponsor a child to continue their education. So if you are willing to contribute to that, you are free to do that. Plus, definitely in return from me, you can expect better efforts, better videos, and additional videos which might not be getting live on my channel. So you will find definitely a lot of benefits. You can watch my intro video of membership to know more about the details of the perks which you will be getting being a member of the channel. Okay, so I would definitely like to welcome you. Okay, in between that, I've missed some of the questions there. We have Vaxis. I don't know what exactly that name is. Might be another key name. I have a question. Is a certificate useful in work as a software engineer? Yes, obviously it is. Because, for example, very simple example, if I have two candidates to hire for my organization, okay, and I'm doing a recruitment, finally, after doing all the formalities, all the rounds of the interview, I have two people who I have to decide between. And one of them is certified and another one is not certified. You know what I mean to say. Obviously, I'll pick up the one who is certified, because a certification, which is not domestic, which is international, gives you an international recognition. People recognize you that you are certified, accredited for the certificate of profession. You are certified for what practices you are doing. So obviously, you get more values. Not only at that point of time when you compete all the interviews, even when it comes to filtration these days. For example, if I have 5 vacancies, I'll have 5,000 applicants, right? Or even if I have one vacancy, I may have 5,000 applications. But how to start with the filter criteria? Because everyone is unique. So what I do, I put a criteria on my JD that these are only for the people who are certified with ISTQB. Now that's where Vexus, your certification, plays a vital role. And I don't know if you hail out of India, then of course the Indian market works for a lot of European and American market. And Europe and America, this is completely a criteria-based job search. If you are not certified, you may not work for that client. So it's very, very important, is specific to that. So please make a note of that. The certification will play a very, very vital role in your career in terms of moving ahead, in terms of getting promoted, in terms of getting a designation, or even switching a new job or starting a new career in testing. Okay, so that helps you from all the way. Don't worry. And I think these certifications are helping me a lot to still, move ahead as a freelancer consultant into the global market. That certification has helped me a lot. A lot of clients have asked me very first thing that if you are a certified, please share your profile. If you are not a certified test manager, please ignore this. And I can tell you that's the importance of it. Okay. Another question from Prajapati Deepak. Hi, good evening, Prajapati. Hello, sir. Which option need to select while registering for exam, paper-based or online? I think paper-based is not an option any longer because online is only the option. Paper-based has started in some of the cities. So if your city is having paper-based, please go for that. Why? Because it will give you the convenience of solving the chapter 4 questions, equivalence partition, boundary value analysis. You can draw on the paper with the pen. But online does not allow you to do that. You can use the application which is there on the ISTQB and use your mouse, just like using MS Paint to draw something on the screen. And that could be time consuming and difficult. So if you are having an option or provision to go with paper-based or online, I would recommend you go for paper-based. If not, you just don't want to get into the mess of the pandemic to visit any particular place, please go for online. Everything is convenient, just the differences. You will have a whiteboard with using your mouse. You can draw and do your questions related to chapter 4. Other than chapter 4, there is no problem. You can definitely go with any of these choices. Okay, so that would be your final choice. Whatever you want to do, you can do that. So that's the only difference between paper-based and online right now. Okay, so I hope Deepak, that answers your question. If you have anything else, please feel free to ask. We here just come join here to answer the questions of our viewers. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask us. Okay, so any more members have any more questions to ask? Otherwise, I'll just pick up some of the questions from the comment box because knowledge is knowledge. You can get it from anywhere. Okay, so meanwhile, I'm waiting for some of the questions coming in. Let me see if I can have something. Okay, so another important thing which I got this week on my channel in the comment box is the chapter 4. There are a lot of users who are asking me that, decision testing and statement testing questions. Please be aware, team, that the syllabus no longer invites you to work on the flowcharts and derive the number of test cases. This is removed. You only have K4 questions are removed. You only have K3. Okay, K3 means apply your knowledge, but does not derive the answers. Okay, using the flowcharts. So they are no longer as a part of the syllabus. So nobody will give you a program now. You don't have to convert it as a part of flowchart and derive your answers. So that could be complicated to understand. So a lot of people keep asking me how to get the decision testing as to what is statement testing as for, why we are using this, or they get stuck with some of the sample questions. So please ignore that. You will be only asked a theoretical based question, but not applying or analyzing skills. That is K4. What ISTQB has done, they have removed all the K4 topics till all the foundation. So be it Agile Tester Extension, be it ISTQB Foundation, or any of these specialized like mobile application, performance tester, usability tester, or any of these foundations certifications, they have removed the K4. So you will only have K1, K2, K3. The K4 falls under advanced category now. So test analyst, technical test analyst, test manager, or any of the advanced level certification of these specialization will only be the having K4. So you can ignore that statement testing and decision testing program-based question from the foundation level syllabus. So if you have any questions related to that, you are free to ask me because I'm happy to help, because this tutorial was created in terms of helping general people as well as a piece of knowledge rather than just only for the people who are preparing for it. So if anybody wants to know what is static testing, they can view my channel. Okay, they can go to that video, and that's the reason tutorials are broken topic by topic, so that if somebody is just interested to know one particular topic, they can go for it. Okay, so yes, that's what I wanted to tell, because I'm getting a lot of comments with different programs to ask that what could be the answer of this, what could be the statement coverage on this. So this is no longer asked in the examination, so you can ignore. But if you want the knowledge for that, you are free to comment me always, and I'll be there to answer your queries. Okay, so yes, there are a lot of questions related to that, so thought of sharing. Another question is taken from another person called as Sumbal Malik. I need clarification for question 3. Why is this not correct? Early feedback gives the developers more time to develop new system features because they spend less time reworking features expected in earlier iteration. So when you talk about such questions, definitely you need to look at the question. So that's from the Agile. So the question was related to the early feedback, because early feedback is an option in Agile which generally provides you good communication from your customer collaboration, that what exactly the customer is looking for. If customer has an objective in order to make a product, then obviously the customer is only the person who can tell you that what exactly is going wrong and what you can improve. So early feedback, what you get from the customer, will definitely help you to optimize things. But at the same time, it will not create a lot of free space for you to move around, because these are changes. And if you accept changes based on the request of the customer, you are actually increasing a lot of your workload. So things which would have been created already will not be the same. You have to rework on that. And that's where you need to make use of your burn down charts to see that how many more tasks is remaining, can we accommodate this, or in the next sprint, how we will be trying to cover this. And at the same time keeping an eye on your technical depths, because you don't want to increase your technical depths, right? So there are a lot of such things which will help you to understand. Okay, so that's one of the things I just wanted to tell Mr. Malik there, because he asked me this question from the chat. Okay, Mahesh comes back again and says, sir, in testing in nutshell, I want to watch ALMQC videos for CDFL, or it comes under another certification. No, you can watch the videos which are not in the playlist. That will help you to understand better about the CTFL context. Okay, so I have one series for ALMQC, and the second one is for Agile. So Agile, if you want to understand, you can understand, but CTFL is other than these two playlists. So there are a lot of videos which have a standard thumbnail with my picture. So videos which have my picture on the thumbnail is what you can refer. Other than that, please ignore, because ALM is a tool-based tutorial and Agile is methodology which is not in CTFL. Okay, so you can refer the thumbnails which has my picture on that. Okay, because for the other playlist I have not put my picture there on, because that's having the name of the tool. So you can watch those tutorials. Okay. All right, so we have another 20 minutes to go. I'll be here if you have any questions, and there are more people asking any questions. You are free to ask me and get answered with your query. Also, to let people know that I'm conducting a foundation level syllabus certification training next weekend and next week both. So on weekdays as well as weekends, and that's where I would like to let all of you know. You would have been through the video which I created last week for nominations. So if in case you are not aware of that, you are free to definitely check on that video. I have a session happening there, so if you want, you can join that. Mahesh, difference between silver and gold is silver, you will have only 2 perks and you will not have the live session. So major benefits you will get is from the gold, not from the silver. Silver is only about some of the videos on the sample questions and tips and tricks, which will only give you quick ideas at how to prepare well for your examination, but you will not have any live sessions or custom based request. For example, if you want me to explore or explain more on certain topics before you can go for your examination, that will not come in the silver. So for that, you have to go for gold. So gold will have live session, that is an add-on, which does not come in the silver. And the other benefit is that you can define what you want in that live session. Okay, it will not be planned from me. It will be completely decided by the members that what they want to do for that one particular hour. So that comes only in gold, not in silver. So you can decide on that. Okay, so yeah, that's from one of the viewer about the membership plans what we have. So silver costs you around 119 INR and gold will cost you around 199 INR, and that's very small amount. Anyway, so that was some of the questions which we were trying to answer as of now on the live. There are a lot of people joining in, so welcome aboard and thanks for joining on the live session. If you have any questions, you are free to ask me. I'm here to answer your queries and definitely assist you well with your preparation. So do not hesitate. Make sure that you have your doubts cleared here rather than getting doubts during the examination. Okay, so if you have anything else, we are having another few minutes, like around 15 minutes to go. So if you have any questions, you are free to ask me and make most out of this opportunity where we connect live and definitely answer your questions. Okay, so let me just put you that link there. If anybody is interested to go for the weekday or weekend session of our foundation training, you can watch this video, which I'm sharing on the description right now on the chat. You can watch this to know more about. We have 2 sessions, one on the weekday that is happening for 3 days, every day 3 hours, keeping in the evening 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time, and another session which is happening over the weekend, that is October 31st and November 1st for the entire full day, 9 to 5 p.m. And we will be covering the foundation. So there are 2 trainings. If any one of you is interested to get involved in the live session with me on the Zoom call, so you will have a 2-way conference and interaction. So you are definitely free to join in, and you can make most out of this session in order to prepare well for your certification. You will find a link in the video description to enroll yourself for the training. You can fill that form and definitely let me know if you are interested to join there. Okay, we have Angeline Mary. Hi, can you please suggest to me website for mock quiz or ISTQB Agile preparation? Mary, first of all, the very first thing is the ISTQB mock paper. If you have been through that, there are some of the pages which you can talk about, like TestPod. That's one of the portal. And second is ISTQB Pathshala. Okay, so you can visit these pages in order to look for some more sample questions, but telling you with a caution, okay, a triangle with an exclamatory mark, that they do have a lot of questions which are out of syllabus, or the questions which have ambiguities, and there are questions which might have wrong answers. So please do not challenge yourself that how is that possible? I don't know the answer for this. This is a possibility that they might be wrong in some of their questions. So if you are comfortable with the syllabus, then only go with these options. If you're not comfortable with the syllabus, first go through all the content and then look at the sample questions. The difference will be that they will not be asking you as per the pattern, like the number of questions from each chapter, or not actually to tell you that which question comes from which chapter. So they can have any questions from anywhere, and there are questions which are correct. I'm not saying all of them are wrong, but obviously some of them are having ambiguities, which I have personally checked myself. So please completely do not, measure yourself from there. But yeah, definitely you can make use of that in order to practice well. Okay, so we have some more people coming in. Rohit Best, very good evening. Specification versus requirement. Any difference? As your slide talks about this a lot. No, as per ISTQB, specifications is the term which they use, not the requirement. Requirement is a synonym of specification. Specification is all about specifying, okay, creating or writing them down. That's the reason ISTQB makes use of the word specification. Okay, so specification is actually your requirement. So if they say at any point of time specification based, that means requirement based. But in 2018, they stopped using this word from the technique chapter. If you talk about equivalence part, equivalence, boundary value analysis, state transition testing, these are now called as behavior based. Okay, so specification based is still as a part of the syllabus, but they're insisting more on the behavior term. But for your kind information, Rohit, specification and requirement both are same. The second thing what you want to know is test cases. Can you please explain a bit? Uh, Test cases are definitely your instructions which you write in order to test a particular feature. Any kind of instruction. It could be a written form, it could be a script, it could be a scenario, in fact. So anything which you use as an instruction to test or validate a particular feature is what you call it as a test case. So generally, test cases are derived from any type of test basis. What are your test bases? It could be your requirement, it could be your design, it could be your code, architecture, workflow, control flow diagrams, use cases, models, anything which whatever you are creating as a part of your development process or design phase or requirement phase, anything out of this, their work products can be a test basis for you, and you use them in order to derive your test cases. So now test cases are generally derived from these test bases and called as a instruction in order to validate a feature in the application. And this could be detailed or concrete or simple high level test cases, or you can directly run your test scenarios in order to test a feature. So a lot of detailed things are there, but they don't have any specific question on the test case. Okay, like this is how you write test cases, or this is the test case template. No, that's not covered in the syllabus, so you don't have to get into that. But if you are a tester already, you know how to write test cases better. So you're just limited to that. Okay, so yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for that, asking that question. So test cases should just test different conditions or only one per test? No, different. There might be different test cases for one condition. I remember this question which you're asking me from. So there is a question that what test cases should fulfill. So remember that I have one test condition which is equal to a scenario, and one condition can have multiple test cases. Okay, one condition can have multiple test cases. Multiple test cases can be related to one condition, but not to many test conditions. Please make sure that, okay? So test cases should test one condition, okay? You cannot have relation to multiple test condition. Okay, so in between that, I got another question from Afnisri Minarti. Okay, Minarti. I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong there. Sri Minarti. Hello, sir. Please suggest me how to prepare for ISTQB Advanced Level Security Tester. Okay, unfortunately, as of now, we do not have any tutorials on security level tester. So the most important thing will be is to going through the syllabus first of all, to confine yourself that what you should be learning in order to understand, because security testing has a lot of things to explore and not everything is a part of our syllabus. So first of all, prepare on the syllabus. The ISTQB syllabus, which is available on ISTQB website, is the guide for you. Okay, because that's the only thing which you can find online. There's no one else who has prepared for this certification. I think it's only my channel right now who is preparing a lot of ISTQB tutorials other than foundation. For foundation, you may find a lot of channels, but for advanced level, there are very rare or not at all there. So I think all you can do is stick to the syllabus and understand everything. If you get stuck, you are free to connect with me over the channel by using any of the comment window. Just drop me the question. I will definitely answer you from there. Okay. Or if you want, you can further connect with me over the LinkedIn in order to understand the concepts or if you have any quick questions. So, Minati, definitely I'm there to help you. Please just stay connected and let me know what your question is. I will answer that. So, for you right now, you only have one option, that is the official syllabus of the ISTQB security tester. Okay, Rohit asked again, while in the statement coverage, a bit if you can explain. Statement coverage is all about covering the statements in the program. Okay, so when you do a code testing, because it is one of the white box testing techniques, which generally allows you to make sure that all the statements are covered in your test cases. Because your test cases are created in such a way that it might not be having 100% coverage. So to measure that what number of test cases you have created, and these test cases are covering what number of statement over the total number of statement in the program, is what you define as statement coverage. So statement coverage is a measure of number of statements covered by your test cases over the number of total statements in your program, and that's how you generally answer that. So that will give you the statement coverage. But if you are asking me about problematic questions, that is, if I get a program and asked to measure how many test cases are required, please be informed that that is removed from the syllabus. But yes, I do have them in tutorial, because what if somebody wants to understand more about it? So I never wanted to create something out of context or a separate video for that. So I just included in there, but definitely that is not covered as a part of the syllabus. So all you need to know from the statement or white box techniques, that is statement coverage and decision coverage, is a theoretical aspect. Okay, all you need to understand is a theoretical aspect, and that would do your examination the best. Okay, so I think you got the definition there and you got the clarity on the techniques. So Minarti, if, else, and while, like, no, no, we don't have anything in that scope at all. Okay, they are all gone. No, you don't get any questions on the calculation anymore. Okay, so please ignore that. You only get a theoretical question. So please refer to the theory concepts and the statements which you have on my tutorial. I have also a slide in my tutorial which talks about some of the statements. Please stick to that. They will ask you that in the examination. All right, thank you so much, Minarti. Definitely, I welcome such questions. If you have anything else, feel free to let me know. Okay, so yeah, so that's definitely great. Not all of them know about this. I've been dropping a lot of comments, so even if you look into my comments below the video, you will get a lot of inputs. I just have to probably write a comment and pin it there on the top. All right, so team, yes, this live session is all about answering your queries, nothing else. So just feel free to let me know if you need any explanation, if you need any questions to be answered, or if you have doubts related to the examination. I'm here to answer your queries. Just drop me a chat, and I'm just a chat away to respond to your query and answer that well. Okay, so just make sure you are putting your query there, and I'm here to answer your queries. Okay, so we do have another 5 or 6 minutes to go because we started a little late. Of course, so we are going to be continuing ahead. Okay, so Rohit Radke, sir, can I still register for the foundation exam classes? Yes, yes, you can do that. You can just follow that video, or if you want me to put that link to you, I can put it across. Just go to this video and you can get the link for the registration in the description. So please fill that form and you will get a mail in return with the other formalities to be done. And you can definitely enroll for that. I'm accepting applications till tomorrow evening because there are a lot of people who don't actually see all the videos on the channel. They only come to their specific playlist and watch their videos. So yes, Rohit, you are free to pick up this option and you can get trained definitely in detail, more and detailed beyond the tutorials which you have on the channel and this training. So definitely, I don't want you to miss this opportunity. Make most out of this opportunity because not everyone gets a chance to get a detailed training from a good instructor as you all have made me. So thank you so much for that support because always I get comments and feedback from a lot of our viewers that I'm a very good teacher and very good mentor. And obviously, a lot of comments from 26 other countries who have given me such feedbacks. That's what made me to start this channel. So yes, definitely you can make most of this opportunity. Okay, so looking forward for some more questions if you have. We have a few more minutes to go. And if you have any questions, feel free to just drop me a chat and I'll pick up your question and answer that. Okay, so I do have another chat from someone which is quite difficult to read the name. Madhya Zagan. Okay, I'm so sorry if that's not your correct name there. That's how I read it. Hi, sir. Thanks for giving so useful content. Oh, thank you so much for joining in and letting me know that feedback. It means a lot to me. And thanks for sharing your wonderful, wonderful thought that your content, my content was quite useful to you. And definitely, I'm in future looking forward to create more good tutorials. So right now, I'm working on automotive and definitely will add more value to foundation as I see a lot of crowd is on the foundation right now. So definitely I'll try to optimize myself and add more value to it. So thank you so much for sharing your feedback. It means a lot to me. Thank you again. Okay, so anyone else has any questions, any doubts, any clarification, anything which you want me to answer or address, you're free to make use of this opportunity where every time we connect live, we answer your questions. Okay, so we do have another 2 or 3 minutes to go. Feel free to drop me your question and any doubts, any clarification if you have related to any of the examination. It's not exclusively for foundation. If you have any questions, you are free to just ask me. Okay. Okay, 2 questions coming in from Rohit. One, principal cluster. I think you're talking about defect clustering. So defect clustering is a principle of testing which talks about a concept that there is always a possibility that there might be different defects which are clustered together. So what do you mean by cluster? Together, gathering at one place. So why does it happen? So we start with the logic, right? You say that, for example, I built more complicated modules, bigger modules, and they were built in such a way or developed in such a way that they didn't have any defects, right? So when it comes to testing, possible that I don't find any defects. Similarly, the next big module, I don't have any defects. But when it comes to smaller modules, what if the developer would have done a lot of mistakes there, just being overconfident, thinking that, oh, come on, this is a very simple module. So being a tester, you do not overconfidence yourself that if the bigger module are not having defect, the smaller will also not have. It is possible that the biggers are not having, the defects would have accumulated in smaller ones. So being a tester, you do not go by the result of the test based on the size of the module. It is always possible that you may find 50 defects in a smaller module and no defect in a bigger module. That's the reason this principle was created. Because when we go on testing complex modules first, we see that there are no defects. Then we also lose hope in the smaller ones. So being a tester, you should not do that. You should not be biased. Okay. You should be putting your effort according to your skills, your knowledge, your perception on each and every module. And just make sure that you have tested each and every module efficiently. Why? Because there might be a group of defects lying in a smaller module. Okay. Another question from Madhya saying, Sir, can you differentiate between verification and validation? Of course, so verification is all about making sure what you're doing is correct or working or not. And validation is all about whatever you have made, is it as per the requirement or not? In simple terms, I say, have we built the product right? And have we built the right product? So if I say product right, for example, my customer asked me to create a calculator which should add two numbers. Okay, which should add two numbers. Now, I create a program which multiplies two numbers. So, which is doing correct multiplication. So here verification passed, but validation failed. Where verification means no matter what you're doing, is it correct or not? Validation means is this what my client wanted or not? So you might be doing a lot of things which are correct, but at the end of the day, we need to make sure that these are as per the expectation, as per the requirement. And that's where it is very important. Okay, so that's the difference between verification and validation. And if you want to relate it, you can say all your static testing is verification, all your dynamic testing is validation. Okay, so you can find more detail on this in chapter 2 if you go to the tutorials of the basic introduction and classification of the testing. Okay, so Midya, I think that answers your question there. If anyone else has any question, anyways, we are just done with our time, but still I'll be happy to take. Okay, you can call me Madi. Okay, thank you, Madi, for letting me know. Okay, so if you have any more questions, team, then definitely I would like to take any questions. If not, we will close the day today. All right, Rohit, thank you so much for that comment. Not exactly the best, but yes, I'm just trying to be the best by making sure that I satisfy as many viewers as possible in terms of meeting their goals, because now that's my job. I nourish people in order to build their career and proceed. All right, so thank you so much, all the viewers, for joining in the live session and making this a successful session, because it's just not me alone who can make this activity successful, which is a live session. It needs equal contribution from all of you. So thank you so much for asking your questions and making this session wonderful and successful. So one last thing which I want to take before I sign off. So Rohit Pal says, Chapter 4 will be more theory-based question, except equivalence partition, boundary value analysis, state transition, and decision table. These 4 will be calculation-based. Other than this, all are theoretical-based. Okay, I repeat, equivalence partition, boundary value analysis, state transition, and decision table. These are still calculation-based. Rest all 6 techniques are theoretical. Please refer to that. Okay. All right, team. So thank you so much for joining in and making this session a successful one. I'm really thankful to all of you, every individual who came here and asked a question and made most out of this opportunity. Don't forget, every Saturday, be it a holiday, be it a national holiday or any kind of occasion, we connect between 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. to answer your queries. Okay, that is Indian Standard Time, 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. So make use of this 1 hour live session. Ask your questions and get your queries answered during the session itself. Okay, and I would really appreciate all of you for being a part of this and making this initiative a successful one. So that's all from this particular live session, team. Should you have anything else, comment on any particular video. I will be there to answer your questions, or connect further with me on the LinkedIn in order to get your responses or ask your questions. Definitely, if you have anything else, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to answer your queries. So till then, keep learning, keep exploring, keep understanding the context. Thanks for watching the video, team, and joining in live. Happy learning. Take care. See you next week.